Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Back on our RPGs. We got a handful of them to get through before we're done with this. So I want to go back to the Tales series and talk about one that I don't really hear a lot of people say when they talk about their favorite Tales games, but one I really enjoyed. So this is Tales of Graces, F. I really don't know what the F part means. I know it was originally, I think, a Wii game. They put it over to like PlayStation 3, which is what I played it on. But either way, I really like this entry into the series. Now, it's not quite Vesperia good, but that is the tippy top of the tippy top. So this one, to me, still really good entry into the series. And one of the things it does that just RPGs in general could learn a thing or two from, not just Tales games, right, is the game starts off and you're a kid, and you start off playing Asbel and Hubert, who are brothers. Asbel's the older brother, Hubert is the younger one. And Asbel's the headstrong, adventurous, I want to go out and be the hero of the story type of guy. And Hubert is, he's a little more soft-spoken and a little more reserved. And personally, it resonated with me because it made me feel like when I was a kid, and me and my brother Justin, who was a little bit older than me, he would be like the, come on, we could get anything done if we just put our mind to it, Tommy Pickles type of guy. And, I can be honest, I was a little more Chucky. I was a little more Hubert, and he was a little more Asbel than me. So, I kind of saw that and was like, oh, that pulled on my heartstring. But also, you start the game off, basically going on an adventure. And of course, Asbel is kind of pulling Hubert along, like, nah, it's going to be cool. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. And then you end up finding this young lady named Sophie who doesn't remember anything. So we got an amnesia angle along with the coming of age angle, right? And this game does a really great job of using the Tales format, which, if you're unfamiliar with, a lot of the character development, in addition to the actual storyline, is done in these skits where you learn a little more about the characters. They interact with each other. They're completely optional, but they always give you a little more insight, right? In addition to the story, which I really enjoy, and you have your Tales combat, which is standard in a way of being really good action combat for RPGs. Like all Tales games, if nothing else, I am never bored when I'm going through battles. And I know that's kind of a bad thing to say, to be bored while playing a video game, but if you play a lot of RPGs, you know that sometimes, even though I expect to just be clicking on menus, that sometimes some games can do that a little worse than others, right? This game has essentially a fighting game or beat 'em up style battle system where you're actually having to do the moves and land attacks in order to do damage, which is really fun for me because it makes me feel like every battle is a fight. And it's not super difficult, so that's one of the other things that for some people may not be as fun as essentially the whole game. If you consistently keep your experience at a decent level and don't avoid fights, essentially, you will probably always be at least the level necessary, if not a little bit ahead. But also, I run into like every single fight when I play this game because I like the battle system. But really great story. The characters are not, sometimes characters can be a little too on the nose. And for me personally, it kind of, it's like, it's funny to a degree, but then it gets kind of, annoying and a little bit takes you out of it. But this game does a really good job of having really kind of prototypical characters, but letting them grow and develop in a very unique way. And I think part of that is because you get to see them in their childhood forms, and then you see how they've changed as they've grown up. So that's one of the things I really appreciated about this game. And like I said, RPGs in general, stories in general, can always learn from. It's okay to show the previous version, especially if you want to give your character a little more depth early on. I really enjoy it when games do that. So, this game does it really well, in addition to just being a very great Tales entry that I would tell you, if you are an RPG fan or a Tales fan, that you should definitely play. And if you're looking for something different, this might be the game for you. So, never know. Either way, I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.